You're so kind, Mr. Man. Hello, everyone. If you want to know what that cameo was, that was Mr. Big Jaws here. He had a yawn. He's very sheepish. He ain't go boy. He may nuzzle the edge of my computer every so often, so if you see the camera move, that is Mr. Mal, because he nuzzles everything. Welcome to another episode of Open Chat, folks. Welcome, non-existent audience. And the reason why I look better today than usual is, well, I took today off anticipating that I was going to have to do something, which, because everything's closed because it's President's Day, was unable to get done. Hey, got taxes done, right? Got taxes done. I'm not going to get a whole lot back, but it'll be something. At least it'll be able to get me some shawarma, because I need my shawarma. I do, especially lamb shawarma. All right, so as usual, I noticed this is probably like 2 times in a row, but I'm looking at my state right now. I don't know what's going on, but my government has lost its goddamn mind. There is a bill on our Senate floor right now, that wants to ban the women that are part of the Missouri Senate from, and I shit you not, having short sleeves on the Senate floor. I don't know when I woke up and somehow this became one of those weird countries, but it needs to switch back. Because this is the kind of shit that gets Republicans voted out of office. It's completely batshit, folks. It's just been the GOP's in power here. They have been here for the last decade, but now they really want to throw their weight around. So let's see here. They want to make sure women can't wear short sleeves on Senate chambers floors. They want to go after drag queens because they're grooming our children. Jackass, I live here. I've never seen a single story, single one, not one of these individuals do the shit that they are claiming that they do. Not one. Am I saying it's not happening at all? No, I'm not a moron. I have eyes. But the vast majority of the queens, at least in my city, all congregate in one area, downtown. They do it at one time at night, on the weekends. They go to one place. How are they supposed to be grooming children doing that? They're going to adult places at night. But supposedly they're doing all this shit, right? Gotta go after the drags because who even fucking knows at this point? At this point, they just want to find a boogeyman that they can put in place so that the rest of us can't complain. So when they're not attacking drag queens, they're attacking women for wearing short sleeves. That figures. I'll fix it in a minute. But my point is, Missouri has lost its goddamn board. I mean, granted, it lost it.
That's silly. They're attacking ladies for wearing short sleeves, giving them trouble for that.
They want to do a Senate bill to ban short sleeve blouses in Senate chambers.
That's bullshit.
Well, apparently I've gone robotic, so I'm going to come in again. I'm going to go out and come back in. It will be just a second, folks. Sorry, technical difficulties. I will be right back.
What's up? Tiff's audio must be fucked up.
Sorry about that, folks. Technical difficulties. I operate off of a Chromebook, and no, I am not spending money to replace it for something else.
The audio is fucked up, apparently.
Whatever. Hi, I'm Darth Vader. I don't know what's going on. I'm just stuck in hillbilly hell, and there's absolutely nothing I can fucking do about it. Oh.
This thing sets vapes on fire, makes them explode. USB Killer V4 Pro.
Dude,
Price
I would suggest, like, when you have techie stuff, I'm not a techie. So, God, that sounded horrible. I'm not trying to be mean, dude. I'm actually not. I'm sorry if I sound a little bit bitchy. But anyways, hi. Let's say hi to the peoples. Hey, Rose. Good to see you. Good to see you, Sean B. Echo Spice. It's been a minute since you could catch a live. But yeah, Missouri's lost its gourd. And the good majority of us that complain about it, well, you can just leave. And I'll say what I always say. Who's going to pay for that, jackass? You. I can't afford to move into a different building in my own city. What makes these people think I somehow am going to pull magically out of my ass the funds I would need to move to another state? For fuck's sake. Some of us live paycheck to paycheck. We only get money that we can actually spend on something once a fucking year, and that's during tax time. We end up usually having to spend it on other things such as, home improvements.
Groceries, bills, things like that.
Technology, credit card debt.
Equipment for shit.
We don't have the money to get out of hillbilly hell because, believe me, I would have done it fucking decades ago. I've seen how the other side lives. I've been over to the UK. If I could have afforded it, I would have never fucking left. That's a fact. I loved it over there. Absolutely loved it for the full 2 weeks. And then I came back here because shit's expensive. I've not been able to go back since because airplane tickets to do such a trip have skyrocketed. I did a round trip, and I hit England and Scotland. 2 weeks, round trip, $535 for the ticket. You want to know what the same ticket costs now?
Probably a lot more.
Over $2,000.
Crazy.
That is 2 months of rent, 2 months of utilities, and groceries. I'm just saying.
That's crazy expensive.
Oh, God. Oh, God, Tawny. Summer off, no pay. God, I'm sorry.
That's some bullshit. But that sucks. No pay for the whole summer.
Echo Spice, it used to be a whole thing where whenever I would move to a new apartment, I would only do so after I had got my taxes because that was the only way I could fucking afford it. I'd have to get my tax return back and then hire the U-Haul and then pay all the upfront costs that landlords demand about every single time I moved. And this is mid-2000s. And it was at least about around $2,000 or so, all said and done. it was an enormous amount of money, and I could only do it after taxes because that's the only time I actually really get to see for that money for more than 5 minutes. But I'm glad you got to get moved. Somebody gets to move. God. And yeah, I know there's some individuals, some brave people out there who will just get up and move into another city on a whim. I'm not that person. I am paranoid to a fault. I need to know that where I'm moving, I'm going to have a place in which I can stay in where there's a roof over my head, food in my refrigerator, and at least one fucking TV. Furniture and shit can come later, but I at least need to have all of those things.
Don't forget, you don't want to go to a place where you'll get shot at or any of that shit all the time either. We'll have trouble with thugs and
here's
shit
the
like
thing.
that.
That's everywhere now. Let's talk more about Missouri craziness and why I put that on there. They just barely were able to get rid of a bill that was introduced by our state Republicans that would have allowed kids, the right to openly carry.
Kids openly carrying guns?
I shit you not. I shit you not.
How old are kids we talking? Like,
it's Missouri. Most of us, at least the Gen X, we all learned how to shoot guns pretty young, but we did it at home. We didn't take them to school.
That's just stupid.
Like, you see all these school shootings. You see all these kids dying. And your first thought is,
give all the kids guns so if one decides to kill...
The fuck is wrong with my state?
That's basically getting kids to shoot each other.
And then there's my autistic ass. They're going to just assume I'm off and just shoot me on sight.
Probably. They'd probably do that to me too.
Especially
if they see me walking around with a fucking gun.
I'm saying, Rose. I'm fucking saying. And those of us who are stuck here, who are complaining about it, who haven't moved already, it's because we can't. We don't have the money, the funds, or the transportation to be able to do so. I'm not fucking hitchhiking unless it's the only option I have left, or it's death. Yeah.
Once a cop punched me because I had lottery tickets in my hand. He thought I had a fucking switchblade or something. He thought I had something like this. You know? That's some bullshit. I'm like, you clearly seen the fucking lottery tickets. You didn't see my fucking Launch 6 in my hand. Why'd you shove me against the back wall?
That's Missouri logic, Echo Spies. But teach them about gun safety that our kids learned at home. We learned at home from our veteran family members who then properly trained us. And we did it out in the middle of fucking nowhere. Where it was
we didn't do it at school.
Someone end up fucking shot.
We didn't do that shit at school. I did, however, learn archery at school.
They supervised our asses within an inch of our lives, believe me. There is a difference between teaching your kids young and teaching them gun safety. Do I believe this? If the kid is interested, absolutely I do. Do I believe you teach this and then allow them to openly carry? No, because I'm not a moron.
That's not just illegal almost everywhere. But that's just fucking dangerous. To let a kid open carry a gun. That's a bad idea.
So it all started with the abortion law, right? Missouri took that law and basically
threw it out the window.
No, not just that. They like snorted some crack and be like, let's forbid it for any reason. Even incest. That was bad enough.
Or even rape. They said even rape or incest.
But that one didn't surprise me because the mega churches run this state, and I've always been well aware of that since I was a very young kid. Always knew that. Always knew that. And I knew if they could get away with it that they would pull that. The rest of this shit is just getting more obnoxious and stupid all the time. We just want to push the snowflakes out. You act like I'm not a snowflake, Karen. I'm just logical. I do not believe that an individual that has a completely not still developing brain, such as a child, should not be able to openly carry at fucking school.
That's dangerous.
What if a kid gets bullied? I was bullied horrendously as a child. If you think I wouldn't have pulled a fucking gun on a fucker back then.
I would have. I had massive already because of
massive anger issues as a kid. Massive. The last thing you would have allowed me to do is to openly carry. It's just bad. Bad. And I'm glad that it was shut down on the Senate floor. But what the fuck that it was even introduced in the first place? Like, was somebody just sitting there like, you know what would be good? More school shootings. Because that's how you get them. That's how you turn a school into a fucking war zone in like less than 5 minutes.
Giving every single fucking kid a gun and letting them carry it. Yeah, that's a dumb idea.
Hey, Carrie. That's nasty, Ken. It's good to see you. It's been a while. I'm complaining about my state because on the Senate floor, thankfully it was turned down, but on our Senate floor this week, they tried to pass to where a kid could legally, openly carry.
That's not good.
Just the strongest urge to go up to the Jefferson City and stupid stamp every single one of them from the governor down is extremely strong. In fact, I'm more likely to be able to do that because I know people and I can catch a ride. Echo, besides, if all the kids have guns, maybe no one will get bullied because potential consequences. You would think, but no.
It would just result in more violence and trouble. Probably a lot of property damage because kids like to break shit. They might just start shooting their neighbors' windows out with guns or car windows or whatever.
You're just asking for issues. You're asking for issues. It's one thing like back when I was in high school, they weren't allowed to openly carry on the campus, but a lot of these kids, their families, they hunt. It's in a podunk school in the middle of Podunkville. So they would have their shotguns
in their cars,
in the back of their trucks, in the back of their cars, locked tight. And they would get special permission from the school to leave early and follow their parents' truck out, which their parents had to actually show up. They couldn't just say, I'm going hunting, bye. And then they would leave. That's one thing. Sure, fair enough. This isn't that. This is not even close to being that. This is saying, I think it'd be a good idea that this kid can actually openly carry a fucking weapon.
In school. And that's dumb. Just a good way to have violence. And perhaps a lot of fucking property damage too.
Oh yeah. We managed to get ourselves in trouble without kids being able to openly carry.
Oh yes.
I went to school in a little tiny podunk town called Miller. And remember, I don't care if I dox myself. Come at me. Anyways, I lived tiny place, right? It wasn't that much longer after Columbine had happened. So I'm sitting in my art class. All of a sudden, the school locks completely down. Everything locks down. And then they take us in and explain to us, now get this, folks. the captain of the fucking football team had robbed one of the True Value hardware stores of all their guns and ammo. And they were terrified they were going to do another school shooting. So we're locked down and we're being escorted to teachers to every single class. Oh, but it gets better. So this dumbass freaks out. He did this and he has all these weapons and ammo. So what does he do? Does he pull a Columbine? No. No, this is why it's a bad idea to give these kids guns and say, yeah, it's okay. He drives to a pond, dumps everything in the pond, and just kind of sits there and waits. We were in lockdown 3 fucking days. 3 days. And yeah, he got hauled off to jail and all of that. But
Good.
That's the extent of what we knew would happen with guns in our little area in a not obviously hunting community. If he would have been free to fucking carry, and it would have been legal for the rest of the kids, how many people could he have armed? There was a lot of us with a lot of fucking grudges. I was one of them. I'm just fucking saying. Good God. Hi, Jenny. Hey, Jenny. Good to see you. But yeah, that was the extent of it. And I feel like these people who run the state now have like selective amnesia where they don't remember this shit. We have tons of crimes going on in KC and St. Louis on school grounds all the time. For fuck's sake, St. Louis just had a school shooting weeks ago. Literally weeks ago. Had a fucking school shooting. I noticed because the press was obnoxious about harassing a poor girl who literally just came out of the school. And their idea in Jeff City, I know how we should solve this problem. Add more guns.
Maybe give more police officers and shit guns, but don't give the fucking kids guns. Give the police more guns or something.
As my stepdaddy would say, these people are ate up on stupid.
Probably. Most of society is.
Schools are bad enough. Especially with social media. You want to add a generation of kids who are not even like my generation. We were online, yes, but not to the extent that the kids are now. Most of us had parents who would maybe allow us 1 hour to be online a day, unless there was homework and you needed to research something. That was pretty much it. There was no me knowing everything about my friends that they felt randomly they needed to submit to the rest of the planet. Nowadays, it's even more dangerous because you got kids being bullied when they're not even at school. And the idea is to give these individuals who are being bullied weapons. And you think that this is not going to end badly?
It'll end badly for the bullies and the shitballs.
Maybe, but what if those bullies, they are also allowed to openly carry too?
Yeah. Now it just ends bad for everybody. Because everybody's fucking shooting each other.
My point. So they're basically policing women. They're trying to make it so everybody has a damn gun. They are... God, it's getting obnoxious. It was obnoxious before, and it's just getting worse. Every single day. Eventually, it will probably get to the point that I'd be willing to fucking carpool it out of here. That's what it took. This is getting ridiculous. And I know it's not just Missouri. Ever since that Roe Wade thing, all these red states have all of a sudden felt like they've been given wings to do whatever insane bullshit that they want to. Now, I'm just as hard on the left as I am on the right. But sometimes the right does something so remarkably stupid that literally everyone in comparison looks like a genius when you look at it. This is one of those moments. This is majorly one of those moments. And it's the extremes that run this country. It's the extreme left or it's the extreme right. There is no room for centrists anymore. There is no room for someone who says that I view the problem from both sides, and I think you're both fucking crazy. I think this is what should happen. No, then they both just demonize you. Story of my life. And my brothers, moms, dad, God rest his soul. Anybody with coherent sense? Not just the guns. The guns are majorly the problem, yes. But this 24/7 access everyone has to everybody else's lives factors in big time. Big time. And it's not talked about enough. These kids, there was a time, yes, I know, back in my day, when kids got a break from the bullying. When they could go home
and not have the fucking bullying keep happening, continue, you know what I mean?
And keep finding you and keep finding you. There was a time where a kid
I didn't get no fucking break from that shit.
You know, get those talks in with your mom where you say, next time you do that, punch them right in between the eyes. Or my stepdad, punch him in the nose. Then there's my brother, the throat. Go for the throat. Yeah. Thanks, brother. Thanks. Because that won't get me suspended.
It worked for me. I'd rather be suspended than stuck in school with the douchebags that were treating me quite horribly when I was in school.
Yeah, my version of being suspended is then I would be incorporated into manual labor. Okay, do the dishes, clean your yard, go pull weeds,
yeah, that happened to me
rocks
too.
Out of the backfield.
That happened to me too, but my parents didn't like that shit either. They didn't like the result of that either because it's a bullshit fucking suspension.
But yes, constant, never-ending access to media, this constant access to everybody else's lives. It causes, there's an effect to that. There's a major effect to that. You have a lot of the older generations now, as the problem gets bigger, pulling away from it. Because we can see what it's doing. We can see what it's done to us. No one should have this much access to another person's life. And we have it on an unprecedented scale. Hi, Cam Lamb. Good to see you. But yeah, that's a massive problem. And it's been a problem for a good long time. And in the 90s, we just kind of had the start of it. And you want to know what we had? We had Yahoo Chat. By the way, you want to talk about days of technological Wild West? Those Yahoo Chat rooms were freaking nuts. Nuts. Oh, God. Talk about some interesting conversations as a teenager. Woo! I met some interesting people. Let's just put it that way. And when I say that Yahoo Chat had basically a chat room for everything.
Yeah, they did.
I need brain bleach just from some of the rooms that they would come up with.
There were some nasty ones. I've seen some of that shit.
The shit that we saved. Ugh. And we had the message boards. We had the message boards.
4chan.
Those were big.
Like 4chan, Tiff?
Yeah, hi, Jenny. I said hi to you a bit earlier. Did you not catch it?
Jenny's probably got something.
Cam Lamb saying hi to everybody. So yeah, we're dealing with all of that. And let's see here. We've still got no updates, folks. Nothing.
Check this out, Tiff.
Um,
Check this out, Tiff.
Dude, I hate to say it, but I'm on Biden's team.
Really?
And the main reason is, have you met the other guy?
Yep. I'd say they're both bad.
I would say politics are bad.
Yep.
And I've been around enough politicians and wheeled and dealed long enough to know.
They're all bad.
Things to care about. And you have to learn how to work with it. Does it line their ballot box or line their wallet?
Yep.
If you can learn to work with that, you can get a lot of things done. But by God, do you feel dirty afterwards?
Yep.
But anyways, I know I'm talking somewhat of politics, but as far as all that is concerned,
shit, I left my Flipper Zero stuck to my computer all day. Hope I didn't fuck it up. Shit. I'm gonna go grab that real quick.
Okay, and while you're doing that, we've had, by the way, ever since we got the bill passed that said that the FDA does indeed have every right to be able to ban the GED device, we've heard nothing. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I search for information every single morning as soon as I get up. I have my phone pinged to it. We have not heard anything yet. And as for Stone for Help, we cannot get the new Attorney General to say anything at all. Nothing.
Stone for Help don't even got a website or a number or nothing yet.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
They're probably not going to release that for a long time.
Cam Lamb, it's like South Park turd sandwich versus giant douche. I prefer the Simpsons episode where the two aliens ran. And you had to select from the two parties. Who are you going to choose? A third party? And they laughed maniacally. Yes, I know that ages me, but I don't care. At this point, I would take the aliens, for fuck's sake. Come on, Comet 2023. I am done. I'm on Team Comet. That's the level of done I am. So, nothing on those fronts. I will say this. Okay. We've mainly focused on Stone for Help and the JRC for months now. Because the JD versus AH case is over.
Yep.
But the media somehow seems to have not caught the memo and decided that they were going to make up a brand new claim just out of nowhere just for funsies.
Just to cause more drama.
There they go. Fucking Johnny. He paid hush money. He did. When did he have the time? Like, during that time period, he did several tours. He was doing movies. And this conspiracy theory idea that he just has thousands of people at his beck and call to go and do this is just insane. It's insane. And I'm just... Why is this the hill the media wants to die on?
Because the media is a bunch of dumbasses, that's why.
I mean, this woman's a liar. She's a proven liar.
Obviously.
Proven. Any other smarter individual, even if they were a grifter, a smart grifter would choose a new grift. Not these people. They see a dead horse and they take out a baseball bat. This is the level of stupid that I've been seeing on my TL.
Yeah.
So my question to the media is, why are we still doing this? Is it because he's a man, or is it because he's one of us? Which one is it?
Probably both, knowing the media. Nothing but shit.
Right. I can't help but think it's probably fucking both. But he's weird, and he dresses weird, and you just sit there and listen to him babble off, basically. Most of the traits that bare bones make the majority of us up.
Society is nothing but shitballs, really. For the most part. That's what it's come to, really.
But then there's me. That I have developed a strange thing as I'm getting older and towards my 40s. My brain can go into several different places at once. Didn't used to be able to.
Same here, Tiff.
And yeah. Between the politicians and the fact that the GOP has gone and lost its goddamn mind.
Better voice is back, Tiff.
Yeah, I don't care. We're about 37 minutes in. I mean, what can I even say at this point? We have the extremists that rule the country. The extreme right
And the extreme left. Then we have the extreme religious people, extreme Christians, extreme Muslim, extreme etc. Any extreme can get bad.
You can't be a centrist anymore.
It's either one form of extreme or another. With most people.
You're one of those individuals that just sits there and tries to simply provide information and ask people to think, well, I'm just apparently the devil. No, they're simply doing what the media should be doing, which is not giving opinions. What's the story? What's the facts? What's the evidence? Let the person watching make the decision for themselves.
Exactly. That's how shit should go.
And we all say it was better in the old days, but if you look at it, it actually wasn't.
It's actually worse.
That's the old lie that they used to sell to you. You trust them because it seems that the newsman is not using certain terms in which you would see that it was their opinion. These gentlemen, however, were being fed their reports. Who was feeding those reports?
Somebody with a corporation, something probably.
All media in news from its inception was being used as a way to lull the masses. That's just a fact. You had a few individual journalists out there willing to get their hands dirty and still do the work.
All the rest of them ain't actual journalists. They're working for some fake news shit. Right?
The rest of them will push whatever agenda the person who's lining their paychecks tells them to. I don't like agendas.
I don't either.
I mean, granted, you could say that the autism movement has an agenda. We don't. Our agenda is simply a respect us as human beings, leave us the fuck alone. It's quite simple. Alright, I know I sound like Vader, folks. I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna go out and come back in just a second. Back again. Hopefully I don't sound like Vader anymore.
Nope. Problem is gone.
Yay! But yeah. Like, at this point, who do you affiliate with yourself then? Foamy the Squirrel, okay? That's who I side with at this point. With Ill Will Press and the autistic gentleman who does the Foamy the Squirrel cartoons. That's who I align myself with. Another centrist that tries to get people to think. I don't know. I can't just blindly believe anything. I just can't. I've never been able to understand that mentality, not even when I was younger, and I was made fun of for it. If I'm going to get involved with something, I'm going to want to know all the facts. I want to see the receipts. And I won't jump into the middle of anything until I do. Then I act.
Yep, same here.
And then there's these individuals who would instead sit there and tell me, you should think this, you should think that, I should think however I wish to think.
Yo, Tiff, did you buy those sticky traps I sent you the link for?
I already have those.
Oh, the ones I sent you the link to?
I had them before you sent me the link. That's what I use in my bathroom.
Oh, the same ones I use?
So we got that. We've got people chasing celebrities. You got kids who can't even get any peace once they enter into their own homes because no one turns their social media off for longer than 5 minutes.
I could make people turn their shit off for as long as I want. This
Yeah,
right
that's
here?
not, dude, no. No more talking about hacking. No more weapons. This is the final warning. All right? There's no need to get people after your ass. And they look for excuses for people like us. So don't give them any. All right? Don't give them any. Trust me. They'll go after you even if they don't have a reason. They've done it to me.
They've done that to me already before, too. Come after me for no reason. Just to give me some trouble, I guess.
Yeah, just don't. Final warning. All right?
All right.
Okay, good. That's my foot in the sand. All right. Moving on. So I kind of made a little bit of fun earlier during one of my videos. You'll see it posted tomorrow. With all the stupid that I deal with day in, day out, all the time. How do we detoxify ourselves from this special level of stupid? Well, I read a lot. I crochet. I draw. I write. Been writing since I was 10 years old. Been writing for years. Years and years and years. The first thing I ever became known for was for writing. When I was 14 years old. And I did a national poetry competition and attended in person in Reno, Nevada. And I was very, very sad that I was not allowed to once pull the handle on a slot machine. Sad day, folks. I wanted to just do it just once. Just once. But yeah, I read a lot. I actually watch less TV as I do documentaries. And yeah, that's kind of what we do. What do you guys do to kind of get away from all the stupid? Because I know some of you guys are on Twitter with me. You read. Is there any good shows on there I should know about? I know I'm usually watching documentaries or docu-series. I found a really good one. It's called 1492 Before Columbus, about the native tribes before Columbus arrived. Really, really interesting. I've been watching that as I've been able to catch it. That's been really good. And I've watched several series that I've watched before, like History Channel years and years and years ago did that docu-series called Crescent and the Cross on the Crusades. I rewatch that from time to time. Usually when I'm just like really, really like near meltdown angry, I will either put that on, or here's how morbid I am, folks. I'll either watch that or I'll watch the one that they did on the Black Death. Because I have an odd fascination with that. Hey, Jenny.
Be backstage. I'm not part of the stream. Just leave me backstage. I'm going to talk to you afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah. We're getting close to ending time. We've got about a little bit over 10 minutes.
Yeah, just put me backstage. I'm not going to be part of the stream.
I gotcha. Okay. You want me to take you back out?
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, I'm just so used to doing it, folks. So I've been watching that. Thank you, Cam Lamb. I appreciate that. I've been writing for a very, very long time. Writing when I was going through the hell I did as a child between that and reading was the only outlets that I had. My reading and my writing, that was the only places I could actually be myself and let all those pent out emotions without anybody knowing what was going on. Those were my outlets for a long, long time. True Blood. I could never get into True Blood. I just couldn't do it. I mean, granted, I've heard it's at least slightly better than Twilight, but by God, just about watching a squirrel outside on my deck collecting in a little pile his little acorns before he hauls them off is more interesting than Twilight. Just saying. The squirrel's interesting to watch. I never could get into True Blood, though. I mean, my mom was into it. Yep. Echo Spy says, art and random journaling are my current outlets of choice. Those are good ones because you can take journaling, at least I used to, and you can turn them into stories. I used to have notebooks that I would just fill completely. And they would have little journalings. They have little scripts that I would write, drawings that I would make, poems, short stories. And I carried around those notebooks with me for years and years. And there were several of them. And I lost those when the ex-boyfriend went fucking psycho on me and his sister. Along with my flute, which, yes, I am still angry. My mom worked her ass off so that we would be able to, so I could have that and be able to participate in band. And I'm not over it at all. It was not cheap. It was a silver-plated flute. It was gorgeous. It had fantastic sound. I can't because of the blood scenes. I couldn't do it. I heard it had a good plot, though. That never really bothered me. I mean, I grew up reading the Vampire Chronicles. For those out there who are not familiar, those are real vampire books. But yeah, I grew up on those. I watched Interview with the Vampire when I was a kid. A lot of us did. None of that really bothered me. But then again, when I was 6 years old, when my teacher asked me, well, what's your favorite movie, Tiffany? Child's Play. I was kind of a demented 6-year-old. My brother got me started on horror early, and I've been a fan ever since. And that's why when people do such horrible takes on vampires, it almost feels like a personal offense. I mean, when you grow up watching classic horror, you watch Bela Lugosi, and you watch all these great people play the great movie monsters of the bygone era, right? And when you read those books, you read classics, you read Poe. And then this thing called, like, Twilight and all the stupid shit that's come out since then has come out. My God, please kill me. Let's see here. Jenny says, oh, Puppet Master. I love Puppet Master, Child's Play. Don't get me started on Nightmare on Elm Street because Robert Englund is my boy. That is my boy. I'm a massive Freddy fangirl. He said all the sarcastic shit I wanted to say as a child to those kids who were bullying me. I did have some catharsis in seeing him tear apart those. Yeah. We'll leave it there. Tom Safani. Him, I'm not familiar with him. I do know Christopher Lee. First movie I saw Christopher Lee in was Man with the Golden Gun. Bond movie, obviously. He was fantastic. He was absolutely great. I've seen him in other things since then, obviously. My number one, and yes, I'm biased, Saruman. He played Saruman, and he did it beautifully. Absolutely beautifully. Oh, he was a great Saruman. That was just an overall great cast. Right? I went to see it. I went to see the most recent 3, the Halloween, all of those. Went to go see those. I had to miss Halloween Ends, though, because work. I was not happy. The Wicker Man. Yes, I know that one. Anyone ever watched the original Amityville Horror? I was the creepy kid when I was a little girl that would go skipping around the schools humming that song. La, la. Teachers thought I was nuts. Up and down, skipping. Then later, about around 10, I got to introduced to a little song called They're Coming to Take Me Away, haha.
Oh, I've heard that one before.
And yes, there I was. Up and down the halls, linked around my friends. They're coming to take me away.
I bet the teachers were fucking creeped out by that. That's funny.
Yeah, at that point, I was used to being the outsider, and I was like, if I'm going to be the outside, I'm going to make it fun.
Same
Give
here.
them really a reason to talk. Oh, right? The Shining. The original, folks. We're not talking about the made-for-TV remakes. We're talking old school Jack Nicholson. Yeah, no, that was a good one. We all remember The Shining. And I remember, I'm sorry, but and UAH had to be a part of the most recent Stand, but fuck her. There is only one Stand miniseries that lives in my head, and the rest is just lies. And that would be the miniseries that they did in the early 90s. The one where they had Molly Ringwald and Gary Sinise and all of those people. Yeah, it didn't need a remake. Hollywood, not everything needs to be remade. Come up with an original idea. There are writers everywhere, unemployed right now. All of them got a better idea than the sequel you want to do. Just saying. I'm done. Done. I know this is rich coming from someone who loves Marvel so much, but stop remaking everything. Not everything needs to be remade. There was rumors even that they were like going to redo Wizard of Oz. Like, I swear to God, I will riot. I will riot. You leave that alone. Quit tearing apart my childhood. Good God. There was only a few good parts about it. Leave the good things alone. Read Joey's Ramon bio that a guy that did that song had a bowl of LSD laced in M's on his coffee table. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Well, I mean, we're talking about individuals who made a song for basically, they went on Dr. Demento, which I know about Dr. Demento, folks. I'm old. Echo Spice says, I got some sketchy looks from a teacher in 8th grade after writing a pretty bloody short story. Gave me a pretty good grade on it, though, and despite this fame, some of us like horror. I especially love classic horror. Even silent film horror. One of my favorite genres in actuality. The original Stand, but it wasn't as good as I remembered when I saw it later. I still stand by it, though. I am so tired of everyone thinking they need to remake everything. I do remember The Exorcist, and I loved it. Loved it as a horror film. I really did. It was one of those things, though. That was a movie that was both brilliant because they based it entirely off of the Catholic rite of exorcism. And they go through it one by one by one. I've had Catholic priests tell me, no, that's how they do it. And then they came across, so the actual story that inspired the movie was not a girl. It actually happened out here in St. Louis. It was a young boy. And it was his aunt. And they were playing with a Ouija board. And then some really, really fucked up shit started happening.
That's not good.
That's why I always say, if you don't know what you're doing,
Don't
particular areas of anything to do with the occult, unless you're willing to sit there and learn,
don't do it.
Just go about your life. Don't do it. Don't do it. Especially if you don't know what you're doing. Good.
That's a bad idea.
Oh, I've run into some situations over here that would tell a lot of atheists, well, it'd turn your hair white. I've seen some crazy shit.
I've seen and heard of some pretty crazy shit, too.
Stephen King is hit and miss. He really has been. He's not as good as he used to be. But that's not me necking on his age or anything. We all start to slow down a little bit as we get older, get more responsibility. I get it, but Good God. Again, kind of like same with Wizard of Oz, Rose. If they remake The Exorcist, I will riot. Like,
For
that
real?
will be literal for me. Pitchfork in the sand. We write it dawn.
Wait, what? For real?
Just down. No. I worked with a guy that said there are special Ouija boards. They have to have a crystal in them and not have letters on them because any spirit can read letters. Or if you're going to mess with occult things, know what the fuck you're doing. Do not just decide one day when you're with a group of friends and you're drunk, ooh, let's put out the Ouija board. No. Okay?
Bad idea.
Bad idea. Because even the power of suggestion over the human mind can create a fucked up situation happening. Particularly if you're drunk and messing with those things. The power of suggestion over the human mind is insane. And I've seen it cause insane things. It's just best, to not.
Just don't mess with it.
Yeah, I know about that one. I do love weird movie. Artsy horror is a good mix. Effects can make or break. Any of my main peeves just scares me is often too lazy writing, though there are exceptions. Okay, I gotta confess. Evil Dead series. Love it. Love my Evil Dead series. Okay, every last one of them. First movie, second movie, and don't get me started on Army of Darkness because that is my shit. That movie had me at him holding the shotgun over his head. This here's my boomstick. Like, done. I'm sucked in. Go on. I love the Evil Dead series. And even the show that they had on Netflix, I love that too. Oh my God. That little series they've done on Netflix was fantastic. As soon as it came out, I knew I had to watch everything immediately. I love Evil Dead. Great series. Exactly. Echo Spice, you get it. All right, guys. Let me see here. Of course I am. I have to. All right. So we're about an hour in. And I got a detox from the stupidity of doing my taxes and how mind-numbingly just it makes my brain slush. I am not great with numbers. Being forced to do numbers is not one of my favorite things on this world. So I'm going to go again, and we're going to wrap this up for tonight. I do appreciate everybody coming in. We do look forward to speaking with you next time. As always, we hope you have a good one. And yes, for everybody, homework. Check out a doc called Michigan Hill House. Look that up. Go ahead and watch it. All right. I hope everyone has a good one. We'll see you next time. All right.
All right. See you.
All right. Bye-bye now, everyone.